This video is going to be about having self-respect for yourself as a man and why it's so important. I'm going to read you a really messed up Instagram DM that I got, and you're going to see just how desperate so many men are. And maybe by looking at this and seeing just how bad this is, you'll see some of this in yourself and see why you're not having the success that you want to have with women, but also in life, and why people don't respect you. Because let me tell you something, guys. No one is going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. It's very, very important that you understand this. And there's no trick about it. There's no tactic around this. If you cannot respect yourself and have true respect for yourself, which means that you have boundaries, you have standards, you don't tolerate things that you do not want in your life, or to allow people to treat you the way that you do not want to be treated in life, you are going to exhibit that, and people will see it, and it's going to come across in all of your behavior. There is no trick. There's no way to pretend like this isn't the case. He says, hey, watching your vids online, I have a girlfriend with bad depression. We have lost the spark in our relationship. We're working on getting it back really well, knowing that it's because I don't come across like the confident, life-filled man I was when we met. Okay, so first of all, I have a problem with this. All right, this is self-degrading as well. Okay, it may be true to a degree that the part of the reason why you lost the spark in the relationship was because you don't come across as a confident, life-filled man when you met. But that's your problem. You don't need to be having that discussion with her saying,
well, I'm not a strong, confident man with a mission in life anymore.
No, as a man, you need to handle that yourself. If you recognize that that's the problem, you need to handle that, because when you have that discussion with her, you've just degraded yourself even further. That's not good, because now you're going to earn your way out of that. Like, you see what I'm saying? You're placing her so far above you by looking at things that way. All right. Now, yeah, you need to take responsibility and the fault for not being that guy, and that's fine. But you need to take that for yourself. You don't need to have a discussion about that. All right. Let's jump into the next part of this. He says, however, in the last few months, she met a male work friend who reminds her of a former me. Okay, this sounds like some bullshit. So she's feeding you some bullshit. Now, the problem is that you're not the man you used to be, but here's this guy that reminds me of the man you used to be. Okay, all right, you're on some bullshit here, all right? And this really helps her with that depression, and she's warming to him. All right, if she's got depression, that's fine. That's one thing, all right? But there's no excuse for meeting a male coworker who reminds her of your former self in order to treat her depression. That's not in the clinical psychological book, whatever, of psychology, that she needs to meet a hot male coworker that reminds her of how her boyfriend used to be. That's not a treatment, okay? She still wants to be with me, but in the meantime, he's providing a relief from it all. Okay, she has kissed him and has started to sleep with him, but broke down in tears midway on that night, unable to continue as she knows it wrong. She really wants to keep seeing him as a friend, but is worried that this mistake will happen again as she feels drawn into this fix like an addiction. Okay, you don't have any respect for yourself if you're allowing this to happen. If this is an okay situation, see, you're justifying all of this action. All right, what's most likely happening is that she found some guy, she wants to hook up with this guy, or she likes this guy, whatever. She wants to have you as a cushion, okay? Because you're a nice guy. You give her nice hugs. You make her feel better about herself. You take care of her. You do all these nice things for her. You make her feel valuable and attractive and all these things. So she wants you around for that, okay? But then she wants some hot sex with this guy. So you can't justify all of these things based on some depression, all right? And she doesn't really want to be with you. She wants to not lose you, but she doesn't want to be with you, okay? That's the thing that you need to understand. And again, guys, this is why I'm making this video and why I'm telling you this is because I've told you guys many times, why the hell would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? You need to have that as a standard, because a lot of you guys, you're hoping for, you're wishing for, you're putting this girl on a pedestal, your secret crush that you have or whatever, and you're like, if I could just pining after this one girl for years and years, and it's like, well, one of the qualities that makes a girl attractive in your mind should be that she is into you, That's an attractive quality, right? If you don't care if she's into you, it's sort of like, I don't know, it's not quite the same thing, but it's almost like when you hear like stories of like necrophilia and you're like, whoa, how fun could it be to have sex with a lifeless body? Well, it's the same kind of thing. How fun could it be to be in an emotional relationship with someone who doesn't actually have emotions for you? Just to love someone who doesn't actually love you. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know you get trapped and caught up in this. We've all gotten trapped and caught up in this, but think about this. So she doesn't want to be with you. Not really. Maybe she wants to be with you, but she doesn't want you. Okay. And that's important that you have a standard to be like, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't want also to be with me, because it's not going to turn out very well for you. Okay. So then he says here, am I wrong to ask her not to see him, even though this will affect her mental state until we fix ourselves and I look like I came across at the start? I'm so messed up. Yeah, you are so messed up. You're more messed up than she is, okay? I would not worry about her mental state. Her mental state is fine. She's making choices just fine. Your mental state is what I'm worried about, because how can you even sleep at night? How do you deal with this? Your girlfriend is literally telling you that you're not good enough because you're not the man that you used to be. You've bought that, which maybe there's some truth to it, but regardless, that's your responsibility. And then she's found some guy that reminds her of you, okay? And then she's kissed him and started to have sex with him. Yeah, right. Okay, let's read the truth behind that. Okay, she's told you about all this stuff, and she still wants to keep seeing him and be friends with him. Okay, but she's afraid that she won't be able to break the addiction, right? And you're worried about her mental state. I'm worried about your mental state, because what kind of person accepts all of this stuff? Is she the only woman that exists in the world? Does she have some kind of antidote that you need to take every single day that you can only get from her? Because I don't understand why you're just not gone at this point. There's not even a conversation to be had here. Just be gone. Just leave. There's already enough done here that you're like, why are you here? Why are you even asking me this question, right? You need to ask yourself this question. Like, why do you care about the situation? Why do you care so much about her mental state? Again, guys, this is that typical, like, super nice guy behavior. Remember, I told you guys about be a kind guy, not a nice guy, and what the difference is. This is a nice guy, okay? He's getting walked all over, all right? She's just doing whatever she wants. He doesn't have any boundaries. He doesn't have any standards. He's just worried about her and her mental state. Of course, she wants to stay with a guy like this, because he's just doing everything for her. She doesn't have to lift a finger. She doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't put any effort into the relationship. He's just taking care of her. And then she can go elsewhere to actually get her other needs met, right? This is not how things should go, and you shouldn't accept that. So if you're accepting that, guys, you're going to end up in a very bad situation. And I know a lot of you guys aren't at this extreme level, okay? But many of you guys are at a similar type of mindset where you're allowing this to happen at a much lower scale. Yeah, maybe your girlfriend's not sleeping with her coworker and telling you about it, but at the same time, I see this behavior all the time, right? Now, if you want some help with this, all right, I have a membership. If you guys have seen Bulldog Mindset membership, click the link down below, $7 for the first month. There's a lot of content in there about building the mindset that you need to have to be a strong masculine man, how to actually be attracted to women, how to stand up for yourself and be that guy, right? Because one of the things that so many guys screw up is that they don't know how to be both the dominant, assertive guy that has boundaries and stands up for himself, but also the kind guy that treats the woman that he's with like a princess, that does many things for her, that is super sweet to her and does all these things without being walked on, because they either go one way or the other. So Bulldog Mindset membership, if you want to learn how to do that, this is the secret sauce. I have it here. It's nowhere else. Believe me, if it were somewhere else, I would tell you, go watch a video, go buy a course, but it's here in the membership. So go click that and join us. So anyway, my final advice, if you're watching this video, all right, in this situation, is that you just exit this relationship. Not only do you just exit this relationship, but you spend some time working on yourself. You're not going to work on yourself in this relationship at this point, because if you try and build up your confidence, become the man you used to be, all right, there's two wrong things with that. One, you'll be doing it for her, to get her approval. It makes it impossible. You cannot gain your confidence trying to get validation from someone else. It's like some of the guys I coach, they're married, their wife has lost attraction for him, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lose 50 pounds and get in shape and get ripped, and then she's going to be attracted to me. No, it's not going to work, because you're doing it only for that purpose. Now, if you're like, you know what, if she's lost attraction for me, hey, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to prepare for my exit. And I know there's other options out there for me. And you start getting in shape and you start losing weight and you start acting that way from that mindset. Yeah, there's a really high chance that she is going to become attracted to you again. But it's the same thing here. So anyway, get out, okay, and start working on yourself, all right, and really build that true confidence. Have some serious boundaries for people and have some standards, and don't allow someone to come into your life that doesn't treat you as well as you treat them. That just as simple as that, right? One of the key things I always tell you guys is match the level of investment, all right? If you're investing too much, in fact, in many cases, I think it's better if you have a situation where a woman invests slightly more than the guy. Now, I know a lot of people don't like that advice, but let me tell you why I think that's actually important. The reason why is because as a guy, you are going to have a certain level of trust, of authority, right? Like you need to lead the relationship, right? So she has to be a little more attached to you than you are to her, because you have to make tough decisions that are going to be good for the future of the relationship. And you have to have her sort of willingly giving into you and trusting your decisions. And so she has to be a little bit more, there has to be a little bit more investment. Now, it could change from time to time, but what I'm seeing with so many of you guys is that your level of investment is 5 times higher than the girls. And then you wonder why she ghosts you, you wonder why she runs away, you wonder why she cheats on you with her coworker and all this stuff. It's because your investment is way too high. If you just keep this in mind and you say, okay, I'm going to match the level of investment. I'm never going to invest in a girl in a relationship more than she invests in me. And if she invests more in me, then I'll invest more than in her. If you keep that mindset, you're going to avoid all of these situations. Again, Bulldog Mindset Membership, I talk about all this stuff in there in depth. So go check that out. But yeah, you need to leave her.